Hello, and welcome to Schuylkill Intermediate Unit 29. This orientation will outline the expectations for agency staff at Maple Avenue campus and Schuylkill Learning Academy. You should have also received an orientation packet which contains all of this information in written form. Schuylkill Intermediate Unit 29 acknowledges and respects the role that outside agencies play in the development of our students and in their education. In order to maintain consistency with the behavioral and educational curriculum offered in the IU29 programs, the following guidelines have been set forth and are given to all agency staff that enter the building prior to working with students. We will begin with who we are. This is a list of contact information for Maple Avenue campus and Schuylkill Learning Academy. On this slide, you can see the contact information for our building principal and assistant special education director. If at any time you have questions or concerns, please reach out to either of them for assistance. Their offices are located inside the main office, just across the lobby from the main entrance. Our building principal will also receive your input forms. This slide shows contact information for our Dean of Students and school social worker. As an agency partner, you may be working with both of these individuals to develop the best plans for students. Finally, this slide shows contact information for our early intervention program coordinator, as well as the director of special education. They oversee programs at Maple Avenue campus. In this section, we will go over the various protocols and procedures for all agency partners. Upon arriving at IU29's campus, please be advised that there are specific parking designations. Agency workers are to park in visitor parking spaces. Please do not park in any numbered or reserved parking spaces. Parking designations are important for the flow of traffic and the safety of all staff and students. If you are arriving or departing during student arrival and dismissal, be sure to drive slowly and watch for pedestrians. If you have any questions regarding parking spaces, the secretary at the main entrance is able to help you. Agency workers who will be working with a student during the school day are required to sign in with the secretary at the main entrance and provide the location in the building where they will be working. A form of identification or car keys will be required to be exchanged for a visitor badge. The badges are to be worn at all times while working with the student in the building or on school property. Upon completion of the day, the agency worker should return the visitor badge to the main entrance secretary and retrieve the item exchanged upon signing in. The time of departure must be documented on the sign-in sign-out form as well. Please note that lost badges will be a charge of $25 to replace. Badges and sign-ins are located at the window, and visitors should not enter the secretary's area at the main entrance. In addition to signing in at the main entrance, workers will also be required to sign in when arriving in a classroom. Upon the end of the shift, the agency worker will also be required to sign out of the classroom as well. Next, we will cover absences. If you are going to be absent at a time when you are scheduled to work with a student, please make contact with the student's teacher via email to notify him or her of the absence so they can prepare the student. If another worker will be substituting for you, please notify the teacher as well as the main office. In the event that you arrive at a student's classroom and learn that the student is absent, you should return to the front sign-in area and sign out before leaving the building. If you have another student you want to see within the building, please return to the sign-in area and change your location to the new classroom you'll be working in. As a general rule, cell phones are not to be used while working in the classroom with students. If you must use your phone for an emergency, please exit the classroom and go to a planning center. There are 2 planning centers in the building, one in the front classroom area and one in the back classroom area. These spaces are for faculty and staff and are the only places phones should be used. Please do not make phone calls while standing by the playground exit doors or in the lobby, hallways, or other common areas where students are likely to be. It is very distracting to both students and teachers. At no time should you allow students to have access to your phone. Next, we will discuss the 3 C's of success. First is common language. Please share a copy of students' treatment plans or behavior plans with IU staff. This will help IU29 better serve the student and families. Using this common language can be beneficial for everyone involved with the student. Next is communication and collaboration. Clear communication is essential for successful agency and school partnerships and will also help everyone to provide the best possible service to the student. Please communicate with the teacher when an agency plan differs from an education plan so we can work as a team to provide the best programming available. If there are communication and collaboration issues, please have a discussion with the teacher immediately. Concerns can also be shared with the building administrators. Our goal is to work with agency partners to provide the best services possible. Finally, confidentiality is an important part of the educational process at IU29. Confidentiality will be discussed in greater detail later in this orientation, but please understand that it is critical that agency workers protect the privacy of all students at IU29. In general, sharing of information pertaining to the student you work with is not permitted. Discussions between home and school should only directly pertain to your individual student. At no time should information or names of other students be disclosed to anyone, including families or other agency workers. Any educational concerns should be discussed solely with teachers and administrators. On this slide, we'll discuss several points with regard to agency staff behavior. First and foremost, you are here to support your client. You should not be spending time in the classroom conversing with other agency workers or IU29 staff. This is not beneficial for the student receiving services and is disruptive to the entire classroom. If a conversation is needed, please schedule a meeting or exit the classroom and have discussions in the private areas where other adults and students cannot hear. Next, we will discuss dress code. Agency workers are expected to dress appropriately. Tank tops, tight-fitting pants and yoga pants, flip-flops, shorts, and cutoffs are some examples of clothing items that are not acceptable. Jeans can be worn on dress-down days by making a $2 donation when signing in upon arrival. The money is used to benefit the students in the building. A complete dress code policy is available for review on the IU29 website. It is Policy 525. Students at IU29 are provided a lunch consistent with the health and wellness regulations. Agency workers are not permitted to share their own lunches or snacks with the students at any time. Please do not carry drinks in containers that are not securely sealed. Examples such as Dunkin' Donuts coffee cups or fast food soft drinks are not securely sealed and should not be brought into the school. The confidentiality of students is very important at IU29, and many families have not consented to their child's picture being taken or posted on social media. Please do not take any pictures of staff, students, or classrooms. We will now cover some procedures and protocols related to students. If you are assigned to an early intervention student, please contact the early intervention office. All observations must be pre-approved by the EI office before being scheduled with classroom teachers. Agency staff are not to be alone in a classroom with their student or other students, nor are they to escort students to locations throughout the building without IU staff present. For example, visits to the nurse, restroom, office should be done with an IU staff member and yourself. The only exception to this is when an agency is conducting a private interview, which should be pre-approved. Space will be provided by the IU for these types of meetings. For procedures related to fire evacuations and emergency drills, please communicate with the classroom teacher. Signs and maps for evacuation are posted in all areas of the school building. Agency staff are to remain with their client at all times so it is expected that you will accompany your student outdoors during fire drills and to other areas of the building as needed during other types of drills. In this section, we will cover procedures for engaging with students. First, please let us know who your client is, whether it is the child, the parents, or the whole family. We then have a better understanding of your role with the student. Also, let us share our perspectives with regard to the student. This will help with your understanding of the goals and services provided by IU29. We work for the students, but we also work in partnerships with students' home school districts and have a responsibility to include them in decision-making and information sharing. When working directly with your students, speak very quietly. The interactions should not take place with the teacher or teacher's aide during the time when they are addressing the class or providing instruction. Instruction should not need to be stopped because another adult is talking too loudly. Any plans for providing incentives or rewards for students, such as treats, trinkets, etc., must be pre-approved by the classroom teacher. Students are required to ask IU classroom staff for permission to go to the bathroom, take a break, leave their seat during instruction, etc. If the client asks you, please prompt them to ask IU staff in order to promote independence and self-advocacy. IU staff should not be asked at any time to set up treatment team meetings. The teacher is responsible for school IEP meetings only. Agencies are welcome to schedule meetings following an IEP in order to accommodate individuals who may need to attend, but this should be done in advance and after verifying the availability with the teacher and the main office. Finally, as an agency provider, you are assigned to provide services to a particular student. At no time should an agency worker provide direction to or have responsibility for other students in the school. This concludes the first section of the IU29 orientation video. Thank you.